All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David, Baruch Hashem. It's another beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael, Mamish. And I'm enjoying the weather. I don't know about you guys, but this weather is perfect for me. A nice breeze. It's wow, unbelievable, Baruch Hashem. And okay, so we're learning in Likutey Halachos. We're learning Hilchos Nefilas Apayim, the laws of Tachanun. We're in Halacha Vav. Halacha Vav is based on lesson 12 in Tinyana, right? Lesson Yud Beis in Tinyana, the Torah of Aye, to know that we can always call out to Hashem wherever we are, no matter where a person is fallen. Hashem is found there, right? Wherever a person is, Hashem is there. And we learned the beautiful idea that there were 10. The Mishnah, the Pirkei Avos, it brings down that the world was created by Esam Amarais, right? If you count, it only says Vayomer Likim 9 times, right? And the Rebbe brings down that the 10th mimer was the mimer Bereshis, right? Which is the mimer Sosam. He calls it the mimer Sosam, which is the concealed, the hidden statement. And then from the hidden statement, all things that are not worthy of Hashem's kavod, His honor, His glory, draws their power, gets their existence from that place. Right? Everything that's worthy of Hashem's kavod in the world was said by Yomer Likim, right? And things that you see that are not worthy of Hashem's kavod, they get their power from the Maimer Berei, from the Maimer Sasam. That's where it comes from. But now, anytime a person goes to any place that doesn't have Hashem's kavod, right? He finds himself there for some reason. He falls there. What?
Where is that?
Person finds himself in a church. Person finds himself in a monastery.
A fish.
Or a duck. Yeah.
But still, anywhere, like we said anywhere.
I understand, but Hashem's kavod's not openly viewed there. Right? Yeah. There is a likus there, of course, we understand that. Yeah. But it's not revealed when you see the cross, right? You see the mosque, right? That's not revealed. Huh? I understand. No, so we learned the idea. So when a Jew is in that, if he finds himself in a low place, no matter where it may be, and he realizes and he says, Aye, where are you, Hashem? Where are you in my life? So he's revealing Hashem's kavod in that place. Mm-hmm. Hashem's kavod is hidden over there, and he hid Hashem's kavod by doing the Aveira, right? Hashem says not to do. Hashem says to follow the mitzvahs, don't do the Aveiras, right? Right? We have the mitzvahs asay and the mitzvahs lo asay. Do the do's and don't do the don'ts, right? Or if a person did something he shouldn't have done, that's what he's doing is he's covering over the kavod of Hashem. He's covering over the glory, honor of Hashem. But as soon as he says, I'm sorry, he recognizes, wait a second, that means I recognize there was a Torah that said I shouldn't do this, and I say I'm sorry. I'm saying I agree with it. I understand there's a Torah and I made a mistake. So I reveal Hashem, I bring Hashem's kavod back. You understand? I will bring Hashem's kavod back that I hid by the person did, via doing the Aveira, when he says he's, okay, got that? Okay. And that's a very important lesson to understand that concept. And then we're learning about the idea that that even the tzaddikim are tested, right? The tzaddikim are tested, and we gave the example yesterday of Avraham Avinu, right? Avraham Avinu, Hashem told him to leave, go. Where are you going? He doesn't tell him, right? He doesn't tell him where he's going, right? Avraham Avinu winds up coming to Eretz Yisrael, and when he gets to Eretz Yisrael, after that long 1,500 kilometer trip, right? Well, it was about that anyway, right? There's no food here. So you would have thought Avram Avinu would have said to Hashem, Hashem, things were pretty good over there in Haran that I left. You made me travel all the way over here, and but he doesn't say anything. That was part of his test. Then he has to go down. To Mitzrayim. And then Mitzrayim, that's what we're up to today. Right? That's what we're up to. We're going to learn today. He goes down to Mitzrayim, and then he has a whole problem with Sarah. Right? Sarah's taken, right? Yeah, let's see. So test. And we also had the other problem with Esther Hamalka, right? She was also a nice Jewish girl. What's she doing in the palace? Right?
Saving the Jews. Saving the Jews.
Yeah.
Sarah was taken twice. Sarah was
Taken twice. Yeah. What are we going to see now? Bechinas, a test, 9. Oh, okay, and again, we learn for the well-being of the Chayalim, the soldiers. Hashem, please protect them. And the Chatufim, our captives. And the Pitzuim, we have our injured, all the injured soldiers. So many of them. Hashem should give them big refuahs and Yeshuas. And really, for all the Klal Yisrael, we should have big refuahs and Yeshuas. So we need it. May Mamash need it. Okay? All right. So, now we're learning test. V'zeh b'chinas l'kicha Sarah l'beis paroi shenimshach l'zeh. Right? Shenimshach l'zeh. Shakol b'chinas hanal. All of this at tzadekes. Hukricho liyered l'mokim tameim atunav kazeh. Wow, this great lady has to go into this really bad place. Right? So really, it's a place of zima, right? Immorality. It's not a place where you would want to find any nice Jewish girl, right? So what is Sarah Imenu doing in this place? To find Hashem in that place, right? Sash, like you asked before, right? Do you think Hashem's covenant was revealed in the house of Paroi? Was his covenant outwardly revealed? Not. Oh, so sorry, Menu goes there. Now she's calling out Hashem in that place. So she's bringing Hashem into that place because she's there. Look what he says now. Vayidei ta'ala im Avraham ba'aliyah gedolah v'chinas vayal Avram miMitzrayim. And then they were able to go out. They were able to go up and out from Mitzrayim. They went down to Mitzrayim. They went back up. They went back up to Eretz Yisrael, right? Mitzrayim is going down. Coming to Eretz Yisrael is going up. That's why we call it Aliyah, right? You're going up to Eretz Yisrael. Everywhere else is down, right? That's what it is, right? Okay. All right. There's there. Hechina hatzola v'Yeshua gedolah l'Yisrael begolas Mitzrayim. This is an important concept. Yeah, this is a big item, okay? The fact that Sarah Imenu went down to Mitzrayim, and she was such a holy person, right? She was such a pure lady, and she was able to be taken into the house of Paroi, and she was saved in that situation, and she called out to Hashem. She was preparing Klal Yisrael for when we had to go down to Mitzrayim. So that way we could be successful in Mitzrayim. She went down before. She went down before to lay the seeds. To lay the seeds for Klal Yisrael. Yosef Atzadik has to go to Mitzrayim, right? Yosef Atzadik is going to be in Mitzrayim. What's he doing there? But again, he was able to be successful because Sarah Imenu was there before. She was there before. She's planted the seeds in order to make it have the possibility of Yosef Atzadik being successful in Mitzrayim and all of Klal Yisrael being successful morally in Mitzrayim. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, quick question. In terms of Aliyah, when we go to Yerushalayim, we still make an Aliyah from other parts of Eretz Yisrael. Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, Yerushalayim is the highest place of Kedusha, the 10th level of Kedusha.
It's not physically.
What?
No. Doesn't mean physically high, right?
But it's the 10th level of Kedusha.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay.
Kind of like
The Makom HaMikdash is the 10th level of Kedusha. Yerushalayim is 9, and then the Makom HaMikdash is 10. Okay, anyway, yeah. Right, okay, no problem.
again, we're seeing Abraham and Sarah was way up here, and then immediately in Egypt went down here.
Yeah.
Up in,
Yeah, then there's all these references, because again, we're learning about this idea of Tachanun, right? So again, let's just remind ourselves. We'll make a quick review, right? When we're davening, we're rising into the worlds, right? We're going up. We're ascending, right? we're ascending up into different worlds, right? We start out in the morning.
Well,
We start. It's okay. It's okay.
Over there.
Okay. We start.
Chaim on your hair.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's all good. We start out in the morning and we're saying karbanos and we have coffee and all of that. And all of that's the right. Well, that's part of the karbanos, right? You did the sprinkling, right? The zrika sadam.
from a Kohen.
He's a Kohen. He's doing zrika coffee. Okay. It's good though. It's all good. It's good. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So we start out in the morning. Achas. Achas v'shtayim.
What does that mean?
No, okay. That's from Yom Kippur.
Oh.
The avodah of the Kohen Gadol is just saying the kachu ayamayim, right? Yeah, kachu
I
ayamayim.
wouldn't
There
put
we
that
go.
in there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Rabbi Nachman wouldn't like it.
Rabbi Nachman's he's fine. It's okay. Okay, so we start out in the morning. We're in the Olam Asiyah. Okay, and then we finish the karbanos, right? And we said that the whole idea of the karbanos, we did the ketores is simcha, right? And we learned that last lesson, right? You have to have simcha in everything you're doing, right? Simcha. And then the whole idea, we go from that world, we go from the world of Asiya, we go up one world, we go up to the world of Yetzirah, right? The world of Yetzirah. And that's the prime time we're in Psukei de Zimra. Psukei de Zimra is the Olam of Yetzirah. And then when we finish Psukei de Zimra, and we enter into Birchas Kriya Shema, right? The brachas before Kriya Shema, right? That's the world of Bria, right? We go into the next world. The Arizal explains that every time that we have the Kaddish and we answer the Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah, that's what gives the neshama the boost, right? The Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah. So that's why it's very important. We should always try to say the Kaddish in each segment, right? And it's a misnomer. People think that when it comes to let's say you're finishing karbanos, right? So there's no one there that says Kaddish, so they skip it. But anybody can say that Kaddish. That's not Kaddish Yosem. That's Kaddish de Rabbanan. Right? That's a Kaddish de Rabbanan. That's not Kaddish Yosem. Right? So anybody can say that Kaddish. Right? Mm-hmm. It's not like after, you see it says sometimes you have Kaddish Yosem, right? Kaddish de Rabbanan. Right? Kaddish de Rabbanan, it's no problem.
What's Yasam?
Yosem is an orphan.
Borders.
Orphan.
Oh,
Yosem is an orphan. Kaddish Yosem, right? Orphan.
I don't know which one you're talking about then.
Okay, there's the Kaddish of the rabbis,
Yeah.
and there's the Kaddish of the mourners yeah. So there's two different Kaddish. So the Kaddish of the mourners, the Kaddish of the orphans is not said by someone that has parents and so on. But somebody that has parents and has a full family can still say the Kaddish after the karbanos, because that's Kaddish de Rabbanan. Okay? So that's important to say the Kaddish de Rabbanan, because again, you want to go from the world of Asiya up to the world of Yetzirah, right? How are you going to get there? How's your neshama going to take that trip? You need an Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah, right? Yeah?
Yeah, good question. If we see from the Torah that Sarah Meina, for example, went from a higher level to Mitzrayim,
Yeah.
why is it not in our prayers that we also have the sleep? Sometimes we go from the higher level.
I'm explaining it now. We'll just hang in there. Hang in there. Good. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. 2 more minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, good. Okay. So now we're in the world of Bria, right? And then we said, now we want to get to the world of Atzilut, right? How do we get to the world of Atzilut? So you says when you take your 3 steps back, before you go into Shmon Esrei, it's very important. You take those 3 steps back and you 3 steps forward. That's how you walk into the Olam Atzilus, to the chamber. The chamber. It's really the chamber room of Hashem, right? Where the Kisei HaKavod is, where even Malachim aren't allowed to go there. You can't get higher than that. Even angels are not allowed to go into that place, and our neshamas go into that place, right? So we learned based on the Arizal, then that's why right after Shmona Esrei, we do the Tachanun. Right? There's no Kaddish right after the Shmona Esrei, right? After the Chazan finishes, you go right into the Tachanun. Right? And then you say the Kaddish after the Tachanun, right? So we learn the idea that when you're in that place, in that high place, because you didn't come down yet, so you put your head down. That's taking that big plunge from all the way up there, down here, right? That big plunge from all the way up on high, very high, as high as you can go, pretty much, because we said the high is Keter, and then you can go to the place of Atik, right? And then you can go to the place of the Orain site. But that's pretty good, right? It's pretty good to be in that place. So you go in this, you come down here, and then you put your head down, and you tell Hashem all the mistakes that you made, and you tell Hashem everything what's going on. Why? Because now you're down back in the klipot. So you can extract all the kedusha that's mixed into the klipot, and then by doing those words are teva, right? You make the box, right? Teva, right? Like we have in the parsha this week, right? Noach made a teva, right? Teva is also tefillah, right? Tefillah, teva, words, right? Okay, so then that becomes your kli, right? That becomes your vessel. And then because you asked Hashem for a lot of things in the Shmona Esrei, right? You asked him for a lot of stuff, right? You need a lot. We all need a lot of things, right? We need a lot of Yeshuas from Hashem, right? So now, but your neshama is all the way up there collecting its stuff. But now you have to bring it down here. You want to use it down here. It's great that it's up there, but what good is it going to do me down here? So how do you get it down here? So again, by saying by doing the Tachanun and putting your head down and confessing to Hashem, because we said there are those that don't like to confess, right? There are those that say, what do you mean? You say, I made a mistake. I don't do anything wrong. You're wrong, right? But the fact that we learned about that, right? Right? But the fact that we do say we're sorry, that's an important thing, right? And that's what helps us to go through, come down, right? That Kaddish brings us down. Then after the Kaddish brings us down. And then we're going to learn the next Limud is going to learn of the Kedusha de Sidra, right? We're going to learn about the Kedusha de Sidra, the Kaddish, right? Every time we say the Kaddish, and it's mixed in the Volotzion with the Aramaic, right? You have Aramaic in there, right? We learned about the Aramaic, right? The Aramaic is there to be mashlim, the Lashon HaKodesh, right? It's there to complete the Lashon HaKodesh, right? Right? That's why it's so beautiful when you guys say when they're laning, you got the little kid over there, he's reading the Targum. It's Maritik Mamash. It's such a beautiful idea. I love that. I was listening. I was wow. Then Mamash bringing in the Targum, right? Pasuk by pasuk. It's awesome. It's Mamash awesome.
Involving the kids.
No, yeah, that's even better. Sure. The hevel pia from the children is pure. Right? It's very, very pure. So they're saying the targum from the child. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, and that's what we're going to be learning about later. The next limit is going to be the kedusha decision, the idea of lashon hakodesh, kodesh, and then we mix it with the Aramaic. We're going to see about that. Okay, so then that's what we're up to now. So that's it. Have your reference of going very high and coming down. Okay, so Sari Meinu is very high, and she goes all the way down. Okay.
Is it also running and returning? Or that?
Yeah, to say, yeah. We learned about that, right? The Baki Baratzi, Baki B'Shav, Baki Ba'aya, Baki B'Nafik. Yeah. Same idea. Yeah. Are you okay, sir?
I am fine.
He's got that look. Okay.
I remember. Yeah. No, he's playing. You okay?
Yeah, it's a uvula issue. It's a speck of.
Vayidei heichon lahatzola v'Yeshua gidol Yisrael begolos Mitzrayim shayidei zeh lo yochlo tumas Mitzrayim lishloit bahem. The Tumah Mitzrayim wasn't able to affect us when we were down there. We were fortified against the Tumah of Mitzrayim. V'yotzim Yisham were able to go out from there. Ayadei, wow, thank you. Esem Makay Shehika es Pari Mitzrayim Shekol Haya Ayadei Vayinoga Hashem es Pari v'es Beisak. HaKadosh Baruch Hu inflicted Paroi and his house, right? Well, that's why Paroi was at the end of it. At the end, then we have that song, right? Paroi went out in his pajamas in the middle of the night, right? Remember that song? Yeah, there's a song like that. You know that song, Yossi?
Sure.
Yeah. Paro's pajamas in the middle of the night or something. Yeah. Look, this is the reason why. Naga Hashem is Paroi v'es Beisai. Right? He was inflicted terrible. He thought he was next because he was a Bechor. So he said, "Hey, Behar, get out of here now. Come on, Moshe." Because he told Moshe, "If I see you again, I'm going to kill you." But he said that Moshe came to him. Now he came to Moshe. He knew that Moshe can't come to him because he said that if you come to me again, I'm going to kill you. Right? So yeah, he needs Moshe now. Unbelievable. In the Zohar Kodesh, ki al yedei zeh imshicha derech. She made that pathway, that safe pathway for us to, when we would go down to Mitzrayim and we would be in Mitzrayim, we would be fortified in Mitzrayim because of the tzedekis that was there before us, preparing the place for us. And that's how Yosef HaTzadik was able to be successful over there as well. Right? Yosef.
So that's a big idea. That
it's a very big item, yes.
These individuals that are much greater than us, and at least in this case, it's a Sarah Yemenu, and then they went ahead on purpose. Hashem set this up.
Yeah.
Where they would go to these very dark places where there's seemingly so much evil and no Hashem, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
that's again the Maimer Sasa, right? The Maimer Sasa.
But
At its best.
like we've been learning, it turns out in those very dark places that are full of evil with no Hashem, there is a ton of Hashem that's there. And if you know how to cry out,
in some way, it's even greater.
In some ways it's even greater, yeah.
Exactly.
In some ways, it's actually even greater. Obviously, Sarah Yemenu knew that, was able to act on that.
Right.
And that acting on actually impacted and influenced not just her grandson Yosef, who came a few generations later, but guys maybe like me and you.
All of us, yeah.
Would also be in these similar situations.
When we were in Mitzrayim, we were successful. We were successful morally. We didn't do it. We were not successful with idol worship. That we weren't successful, but we were successful morally.
But in general, this idea of someone who is able, even if it is, let's say, me and you, or tzaddik in our generation,
anyone,
who
yeah.
goes into a very seemingly dark place and does that, but he's taking one for the team also. I mean, right? Is that right? Like,
but we don't want to. We say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Lo ya'yidei nisayon. Hashem,
yeah,
don't. I'm not asking for these tests.
That's an interesting concept that she can do something that affects many, many generations later.
Yeah.
Yosef can do something that they say till this day, hey, don't worry, you can take on the Sitra Achra.
That's right.
Yosef was able to take on Potiphar.
Yosef said Vayemoin, right? Remember, it's Vayemoin, right? He didn't, and we have a shalshelas on that word, right?
Yeah.
But that's
Right.
everything in the Chumash is for now.
Yeah.
And so
Everything.
everything in right, that's right.
Everything is for now.
But this is like the deeper idea behind, well, here's what's really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but again, we learned that the idea is that the tzaddikim are constantly being tested, and you don't hear them complaining. Right? Sarah's not crying to Hashem, hey, Hashem, what did I do here that you set me into this place? She's not complaining.
She's screaming, Aye.
Yeah, she's not complaining. Avraham Avinu finally makes his way to Eretz Yisrael, and there's no food. He has to go to Mitzrayim. You don't hear him complaining. You know, what we would have done? Send a message. Hey, Hashem, this was not a good idea, because I come here, you don't have any food over here.
Right. My concept is, I did what you wanted. All right.
Right.
I stepped up. I've traveled already. That 1,500.
Right, we would have complained. What would we do? We would have complained. We would have complained.
Yeah.
Everything was good over there, Hashem. Now you sent me over here. Then what a trip I had to take all the way from over there, 1,500 kilometers, until I finally get up, and now there's no food. Come on, Hashem.
Had used up all my points on the hotel to get there, and what else?
No, but they don't complain. That's the whole point, and they accomplish big things by doing that. Right? We know that Avraham Avinu had 10 tests, right?
Yeah.
10 tests.
Yeah.
So these were part of Avraham Avinu's tests. Right?
We ended up, I guess it wasn't enough to clean it because we ended up being a complaining nation later.
I understand. You're right. Yossi, yes, we did. We complained. We did. Yes, we did.
Right.
But we're learning a different way. Instead of complaining, find Hashem in the place. We're learning a different way, right? When you find yourself in some dismal situation, chas v'shalom, we should, but call out to Hashem because He's there. Hashem is there. You're never there alone. You're never ever there alone.
He put us there.
Yes, it's part of the test. Part of the test. V'mshicha derech. Liyasol shebechol makim sheyiyu bagolis afilu b'mekoymes hamotunafim mi'oid. That wherever we'll be in Golis, it will be in very how would you like to translate mutunafim? The filthy, dirty places, right? Right, I guess, right? Gam sham yivakshu v'yechapsu b'bechinas aye. You can call out to Hashem any place, from wherever you are. That's how Sari Meinu set that up for us. Call out to Hashem, aye. Where are you, Hashem? Where are you in my life? Where are you in this situation? By Adeze Yalu Misham, and you can pull yourself up from there because you can, to the same way Sari Meinu was in this dark place, but it says Vayalu Misham, they were able to go out. We can always do the same thing. We can also lift ourselves out by calling out to Hashem. Again, here you got a nice Jewish girl. What's she doing going into the house of Achashverosh? What's going on over here? Right? What's going on over here? Why is Esther Amalka taken into the house of Achashverosh? It's the same idea. Right? It's the same idea, right? And we said that Sari Meinu lived 127 years, right? And that's why Esther Amalka was zeicha to rule over 127 providences, right? Because 127, right? 127. Okay. Keli lama zaftani. Right? Remember, let's go over the story. What happened? So Esther Amalka, Mordechai says to Esther, she has to go to the king, right? And Esther says, well, I can't. It's been over 30 days. I didn't see the king. I can't just go to him. So I can't go. So then Mordechai says to her, this is why you were here. This is why you were chosen for, to be here, to do this now. This is your moment. You have to go. So Esther Malka said, okay, fine. We'll fast 3 days. Right, we'll fast the 3 days, and you fast, and my maid servants will fast. We'll all fast, and then I'll go. Right, so it's now the 3rd day. Right, and now she has to go through this some kind of antechamber that was loaded with avodah zarah. To get to the throne room where Achashverosh was, she had to go through this, and she felt that the Shekhinah left her. So she says, Keli, lama zaftani. Why, Hashem, did you abandon me? Hey, I'm doing this for you, Hashem.
It sounds like a little bit of a complaint.
Well, okay, this is Yerida Sadiris, okay? Sorry, Maina didn't complain. She was up there. Esther Malka, as great as she was, it was a little bit lower, right? Right? But she says, Keli lama zaftani. But again, she cried out to Hashem. She didn't complain to anybody. She's crying out to Hashem, why did you abandon me? I know you're here with me. You can look at it that way also, right? Keli, hey, well, you were just with me. I know you were with me, and hey, I'm in this place now, but I don't want to be here, but I have no choice. So why did you abandon me? Right? You understand? It's amazing how Rav Nosson ties all these things together in the lesson, right? He pulls things. When you see it together, you say, wow, it makes sense. But really, to put this together, it's just genius, really. Now, that's how she was able to put down Haman, which is Amalek. We know that he's from Agogi, right? He's the Amalek, and she was able to put him down. And it's an amazing thing if you think about it. At that meeting, when Esther Amalka finally came to Achashverosh, and he said to her, I'll give you at Chatzi Amalchus, I'll give you up to half of my kingdom. What do you want? So she says, I want to make a Suda with you and Haman. Isn't that strange? She invites the villain to the banquet that she's having with Achashverosh. Why did she do that? Do you ever think of that?
To set him up, no?
She's going into the lowest depths to
Right, but why does she? So he's a pretty good Russia himself, Achashverosh, right? So why does she have to bring this other guy in? The guy from Amalek. Why does she have to bring him in? So there's a medrash that says that really the Jewish people of the time, we all believed that there was a gezerah, but we have Esther in the palace, so somehow it'll work out. Somehow things are going to be good. We all believe that, right? It was our talk amongst ourselves. The mikveh read, right? When we have Esther's in the mouth.
We have Trump.
No, wait a second. Wait. So what does Esther Malka do? She says, I'm going to invite Haman to the banquet. What do you think the headlines were? Esther Malka turned on us. She turned on us. We don't have her. She brings the villain to the banquet. Do we have Esther? We don't have her anymore. And that's how we turned to Hashem. Because we weren't relying on people. It was brilliant of her. Now we know the story, but you have to think, we understand what happened in the end. I got that. But do you ever think of why she even thought of inviting him? Why couldn't she have just went to the banquet and told him the same thing? She didn't need him there.
He was almost sending the message to the people. Look, I see what's going on. You think I'm going to be the one to save you?
It's not going to be me. I'm on his side. I'm on his side. I'm on his side. I'm not going to help you. She was in the palace for a while, so
It also doesn't look Shalom Bayit. It doesn't look good. Bringing another guy for dinner.
This shows that we can't judge a person by the
That's right.
behaviors we see.
כדי להוריס ליסוד שגם במקומות המתונפים יצעקו על השם ויחפשו ויבקשו עשה. No matter where you are, no matter what kind of place you find yourself, you can always cry out to Hashem. כמו שעשו את מרדכי ואסתר כשניסו את כל היהודים לזעוק הרבה להשם. They brought us all to cry out to Hashem. Like by the idea that we just introduced, right? This idea that now that we all realize we only can rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? We can only rely on Hashem. And again, we have this election coming up, right? And everyone, it's scary. It's a very scary time that we're living in, right? It's a very scary time that we're living in, because either way, you have two evil people that are running for that presidency, right? Trump is not the greatest guy. Right, but those will argue he's better than Amalek, right? They say that Camilla, if you write it in Hebrew, is Amalek, right? Right? They have the letters of Amalek, right? But really, I don't know what the right thing is. I don't know.
You don't know? You can't say right now to that? I mean, say at the very least, okay.
Where are you, Hashem?
You can't say it?
I don't.
You can't say I endorse Trump right now?
The only thing,
Doris Hashem.
the only
You what?
Yeah.
exactly. That's the thing that I think about you. Through this shir and this
Yeah.
election, I always think they're just pawns.
They are
So
poor.
Hashem will take care of it.
Of
and
course.
whoever's supposed to be.
Of course.
Do we still have to pray for it? Do we have to pray for?
We have to
for
pray.
a
We
Trump
always
victory.
have to pray. We always have to pray.
Saying, pray for a Trump victory or pray for.
You have to make a
Just
vote.
to vote.
Yeah, we're gonna vote. Yeah.
Are you pleased in the 6,000 listeners? It's a fair question. It's just,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you want to know, I'm going to vote for Trump.
thank you.
Okay. I'm going to vote for Trump.
Oh, geez, whole team. Okay.
That's who I'm going to vote for. Okay. All right. But again, if you think about it, it's the same situation as Esther Amalka in the palace. Right? Hashem is showing you. Look, if Trump wins, we sort of say get set back again. Because now we're relying, okay, we can go back, everything's okay, everything's going to be
I'm saying if
okay.
she wins, we'll really cry out to Hashem. More.
Yeah,
more.
I'm scared to say it, but that's basically, but yeah.
No, but that's a good, I mean, that, okay.
If she wins,
Yeah.
it's closer to the gulag.
That's what I truly believe. My humble opinion. For that reason, because now we say that we have nobody, we have nothing.
We probably see a lot more people making Aliyah.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
What?
You know, it reminds me of because I made Aliyah when Obama won.
Yeah.
That influenced me.
He was the
But,
worst.
Yeah, but again, until Meister Shahaya, something on the ground happens, no one's coming anywhere.
you what?
Not
What are you talking about? People are coming more than ever.
It's
they stay. They all stay in Egypt.
a fraction of a fraction.
Yeah.
Right,
All
it's
those
about 10,000.
hardcore Republicans that are in America, don't think there's a seed in their head that if Kamala is voted, that they're not going to come to.
They're
Of
too
course
comfortable. They're too
Yeah.
comfortable where they are. They're too
Maybe,
comfortable.
but they're still.
Like Yossi told us about his nice house. These guys have nice houses,
Yeah.
and they like their houses.
It will be a nail in the coffin, but just
Yeah.
a nail.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to sink the coffin. But
Just like in Egypt.
All right, but I like you.
They all
I
stay
like your
like-
approach. Either way, you're a winner.
yeah,
Either way, you
If
can
Trump
win.
wins,
Yeah.
okay, wow, maybe he'll do some nice things and he'll be able to do tshuva and be able to lead people. and
Yes,
we'll see, okay.
yes.
Or if she wins, you're saying we'll be so.
We have to really
better
rely on the
cry
Rabban
out.
Shalom. That's what he wants us. Hashem wants us to cry out there.
Right, yeah,
That's what he wants.
It's a nice take.
I've actually got liberal friends in America that says if Trump wins, they're going to come to Israel.
Okay, so
Yeah, okay, we'll see if they. We'll see if they come. We'll see. Let's.
He's Hitler. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
To the liberals, he's Hitler.
Okay. Ay. Okay. Here we go. V'chein tzrichin b'chol dar b'chlolius Yisrael b'fratius kol echad v'echad. We need this in general as a people, right? And we need this as individuals, right? As a nation and as individuals. Levakesh tamid es Hashem Yisbarach b'chol makom shehu l'tzayach b'chol eis l'Hashem Yisbarach. We have to cry out to Hashem no matter where we are. Remember that, like we're talking about right now, right? Bebechinas mi beten shaol shivati, like we learned about yesterday with Yonah, right? Yonah, right? Yonah finds himself in the belly of that fish, right? He's in the belly of the fish. He's running away from Hashem. Right, because he doesn't want to take on his. He had a mission. He didn't want to accept his mission. He didn't want his mission.
It's the ultimate. You can run, but you can't hide.
You can't hide. No, he didn't want to accept his mission. Right? Yonah did not want to accept his mission. But when he was in the belly of the fish, he had no choice, and he had to cry out to Hashem because otherwise he was going to be digested by the fish. Unbelievable.
Let's go. Either way, we win.
Never give up from crying out to Hashem, no matter what. They say even if there's a cherev chadal al tzavaroi, right? Even if you have a sword on your throat, never give up. Cry out to Hashem. Cry out to the mercy. You never know what can happen. Always cry out to Hashem. Ad sheyashke v'yarei Hashem mishamayim, until you can mamish come and connect with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Shemayim. And we can all do this. And this is the whole beautiful idea of the Tachanun, calling out to Hashem from the high place. You're in a high place, you put your head down. Right? The Arizal taught us, you're putting your head mamish down into the dumps. Mamish into the dumps, into the dirt. And because you're trying to collect the sparks that are mixed into the klipos, and that's how you create with the words. You create those words.
Become an ostrich.
Right. Tachanun. That's right.
back on Sunday.
So Yossi, I want to tell you something nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember we were learning the other day about Moshe Rabbeinu, and he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Im no macheni no misifrecha, im ayin. And macheni nami sifrecha, right? He says, now, let me ask you, what does macheni mean? To erase me, right? Is there any other ways we could have wrote to erase? Yanniv, is there other ways to write erase?
You said blot me out.
What? What other word would you use? Limchok, right? That makes maybe even more sense. Macheni is a little strange, right? Okay, but I'll tell you something very deep that the Arizal says, something beautiful. Listen to this. Moshe Rabbeinu was actually the Gilgal of Noach. Right? Gilgal of Noach. What was Noach? Noach was in his life for 120 years building the Teva, right? For 120 years he was building that Teva, right? and he had all the people. He could have told everybody. People came over to him, and he said, "I'm building a teva," right? But he didn't go out to help the people. He didn't cry out for the people, right? And that was the problem. Then he cried after the flood, and he came out of the teva after Hashem told him to go out of the teva. And he took a look around the world, and he saw the destruction. So what did Hashem say? And he started crying. What did Hashem say to him? Remember what Hashem said to him? What? No. Hashem said to him, "You're a raya shatya. You're a foolish shepherd." Why? Because you're crying after the destruction. Why didn't you cry before the destruction? To prevent the destruction. Right? So there's a school of thought that really Noach could have been the one to bring the Torah. He could have been the one to accept the Torah. Right? It could have been the Torah through Noach. Mashiach could have came at that time. But again, no. So the Arizal says that Noach had two Gilgulim. There were two Gilgulim. He was Yosef at Tzaddik, right? So it says in the pasuk, it says Eila told us Noach, Ish Tzaddik Haya Tomim B'Doy Reisav, right? It says Halech Elikim, right? So why does it say Noach two times? Right? Eila told us Noach. So the Arizal explains that Tolda, there's an Av and a Tolda, right? There's an Av, the father, and the Tolda. A Gilgul is called the Tolda, right? The person was somebody originally, and then he comes back again, that's called the Tolda. So Eila Tolda is Noach, two times. He came back two times. Came back one time as Yosef, another time he came back as Moshe. Why? And you see in the words, Ish Tzaddik. Who was called the Tzaddik in the Torah? Yosef. Yosef was called the Tzaddik in the Torah. That's why. And Tamim. Who was Tamim? Moshe Rabbeinu. Who was the purest person that ever lived? Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's how he came back as those two. That's why he was building the Teva for 120 years. How many years did Moshe live?
120.
Interesting, right? So that he made a tikkun on his 120 years of building, not doing all Moshe Rabbeinu is doing. And that's why, now listen to this, Yossi. We know that the flood is named after Noach, right? It's called the flood, right? Macheni is the same letters of May Noach. You like that? Macheni, May Noach. Mem ches nun yud macheni, right? Is May mem yud nun ches May Noach, right? You understand? That's why it's always okay. So that was based on the lessons that we're learning in here, right? You like that, Yossi? What?
It was also Adam Rishon's Gilgul, no?
He was not a Gilgul of Adam Rishon. He got the code of Adam Rishon. That's another beautiful thing. You know, Hashem had made a beautiful code for Adam Rishon when he was kicked out of Gan Eden. What was the coat? He made him a coat that had a weaving of all different animals. All the animals of the jungle were on this coat. And Hashem gave him this coat, and when he wore this coat, he was safe. Now, Yossi, I'll tell you one more thing before you walk out. We know that Noach was in the Teva. One day a lion pounced on him. Remember, learned that, right? You know why he pounced on him? Noah forgot to wear his coat that day. So the lion wasn't scared of him. Noach had that same coat that Hashem gave to Adam. Noach had it, and then Nimrod had stolen it from Noach.
Right.
Esav killed Nimrod to take the coat. Rivka Imenu tells Yaakov to go get the coat from Esav. What coat was that? That was that same coat.
Wow.
Wait a second, and then Yaakov Avinu gives the coat. He gives the coat to Yosef to Ksonas Pasim.
Right.
Same coat.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, Yossi, thank you. Koltubi, have a wonderful day.
I learned yesterday, so that Noach, he was injured by the lion, so he was not be able to become a corn later.
A corn.
A corn.
I was just kidding.
So he couldn't bring the corn.
Yeah, he couldn't bring the carbonas. Yeah. Because Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't a Kohen either.
Right. No.
Yeah, he was Moshe.
Another interesting fact that Noah was born like weird guy. Everybody saw he was a Mahul, right? He had circumcision, and was the first guy to be born with split fingers.
No, but wait a second. Wait a second. And Moshe Rabbeinu was also born Mahul.
Right.
Same thing. It's fascinating when you
I
start.
know all people were born before just with the
Closed fingers,
Closed fingers.
Oh, no, okay. All right, let's learn.
coat-
Let's.
Wait, but the coat,
Yeah, you want to say something, David?
No.
Oh, you're looking. Okay. All right, let's go. Hilchas
the
tzitzis.
coat, for a second.
Yeah.
The coat didn't go down with Joseph to Egypt.
No.
So he was open. I mean, he was like vulnerable. And then it went back to Yaakov.
But no. He was fine in Mitzrayim because Sarai, we just learned, went down to him, went down to Mitzrayim. So she prepared the way, said when he gets there, he'll be successful. And he was successful. And we were successful.
What happened to the coat next? Because Jacob got it back, right?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you buy it on Tamil.
Well, they actually say that they took the coat. Yosef was wearing it. They took the coat when they threw him, and they dipped it into the blood of the goat that they slaughtered, and they brought it back to Yaakov, and he said, "Taraf Yosef." Right? He was attacked by an animal.
But that doesn't make any sense because...
Okay.
No, I'm just putting the pieces together.
The team was still.
Yeah, so let's learn. We're learning Hilchas Tzit. Wait a second. Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Siman Tes, which is Hilchas Tzitzis, right? And today I think we're up to letter Ches. 8. You have the place? 8. We're learning 8. So now we learned how to make the tzitzis, and then we learned yesterday that you have to, when you're putting on your tzitzis, when you're taking it out of the bag, you have to check the strings, right? Make sure that they're not intertwined. You pull them out. Make sure the knots are good. Check that the neck of the little hole is good and it didn't get pulled out. To make sure everything's in order on your tzitzis, okay? Now you're up to making the bracha. Right? Now you took out the towel, you checked everything's good, because you have to check that it's good before. Why? Because you're going to make a bracha. So if the tzitzit is missing, if it's missing the strings, you can't make the blessing on it, right? That's a blessing, bracha levato. It's a blessing in vain. You don't want to do that, right? So therefore you checked it. Now what do you do? Kol mitzvah mevorech aleim oivel asiyasan. Here's a very important concept. Whenever you're making a bracha, any mitzvah, it's oivel asiyasan, right? You're supposed to do it right away. As you make the blessing, you do the mitzvah right away. You don't wait. You don't procrastinate, right? It's oivel asiyasan, perish koydem asiya, right? Right before the asiyah. You make the blessing right before the action, and the next action is doing the mitzvah. Right, so you don't, check your text. You say the bracha, right? You don't. I got a text message. I got to see my watch. No. Oivel asiyasan, you made the bracha, now you got to do it right away. Olacha bracha, take it. What's taking me? Instant, right away. Don't stop, no break. Umiyad tzarich lasais. It's a mitzvah b'loy hefsek, without any break at all. You have to do it right away. L'chein oiches is a talis b'shtei yadav. Take the talis in your two hands, right? You put it behind your back, right? You put the talis behind your back, right? And think to yourself, right? Hashem told me that I should wrap myself in tzitzis. That's what He wants me to do. So in other words, that I can remember all of the mitzvahs and do the mitzvahs and perform the mitzvahs. When you see the tzitzis, right? You'll remember all of the mitzvahs of Hashem. Make the blessing standing, right? Lisatev bat tzitzis. Okay, here's an important thing, right? It's with a patach bat tzitzis. I know that the Sfardim they do bit tzitzis, right? But minig Ashkenaz is we do bat tzitzis, right? You do that too, right? That's how you do it, right? Everyone here makes the blessing like that, bat tzitzis, right? Right, there we go. That's what we do. Okay, there we go. V'yatif miyad es roishay ad lemate mipiv. Then take the talus and put it over your head. Put it over your head all the way down to right by your mouth. Put the talus over right by the mouth. Right? Under the mouth. Right under the mouth. Take the corners. Take the corners. And then you're going to wrap it, right? And wrap yourself like the Yishmaelim, like the Arabs, the way they put on their, they wear their, what do they call that, katifia? What do they call that, Sasha? What do they call that thing that they use, the Arabs?
Kafia.
A kafia, right? They use their kafia. So that's how, the way they wrap it, that's how we're supposed to wrap the talis. That's how we're supposed to do it. All right, and we make a tikkun for the Arabs. See that? We're making, so we protect ourselves from there. When we do, they wrap and we wrap, but we wrap with tzitzis, right? All right, v'yamayit kach kedei hiluch arba amayis v'yoyim psukim mayokar, right? There's psukim in the siddur mayokar, right? You know what I'm talking. Okay, so you stand there. You stand with the talus like that, the same amount of time that it would take you to walk 8 feet.
Didn't know. That's great.
Yeah, you have to do this with the Halachos and Shulchan Aruch, right? Okay, right? You don't just do it one thing. You see these guys, they go whip, but no, you have to. You're supposed to think. Rabbi Nachman says an amazing thing that really, when you're under the talus, it's a beautiful place to have his Baidadas. It's a beautiful place to talk to Hashem. So you have the talus around, you talk to Hashem at that point. It's beautiful, right? Talk to the Rabbeinu Shalom, right? Okay. Then you can take it off from over your head, right? You can take the talus from over your head. Make sure you don't have your tzitzis dragging on the ground, right? You don't want them ligror, right? You don't want them to be towing them, right? Like ligror, tow, right? You don't want to tow you don't want them dangling on the ground to tow the tzitzis on the ground. Mishum bizay mitzvah, because that's a bizay mitzvah. We said these tzitzis, now when they put it on the floor, that's not nice, right? You understand? So therefore you want to make sure, why, you have a question, David?
No. I was just asking where you were here.
Okay. You want to make sure that what do you call it? That you don't have the tzitzis dangling on the floor. Any questions on that?
Is that any time or just at that
No. Anytime. Really, you should always make sure, lift up the talus so your tzitzis aren't on the floor. Okay? What?
I'm too short. Like when I'm trying to fold it,
When you what?
I'm short. So
Yeah.
when I hold it, it's hard for me to, I have to go up like this to keep it off the ground.
When you're folding the talus?
Like when I'm taking it off.
Okay, listen, he's not, it means if it touches the ground, okay, you have no choice. But he means don't do it like this and then walk around the base medrash where your tzitzis are dragging on the floor. That's what I think he means. I mean, if it's for practical purposes, if it hits the ground for a second, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And I've never figured out how to wrap it like they do in this picture.
So there's many different ways to wrap it. There's many different ways. I don't wrap it like that. I take the talus over my head and I take the bottom sits of this and I put it over my shoulder. Okay, there's different minhagim, and you follow your minhag and however you want to do it. But the way he's explained it, Mordechai, the way he's explained this, you take the talus and you put it over your face. Listen, put it over your face. Then you grab the two corners. Right, you take the two corners and you wrap it over your shoulder. You take the corners from the right side and the left side. You pick them up and you take them and you throw them over and you wrap it over your shoulder. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's what we just learned. Okay, and you see a lot of people, most people do it like that. Most people do it like that.
Whap the guy behind you.
Well, okay. If you do that, okay.
Be careful.
I call that
He has no one where he sits. There's no one behind him anyway. He sits by the wall.
I know.
Like when someone hits me with theirs, I call it tzitzi to Bruce.
There we go. Mishum bizeh mitzvah lechein yagbiyan, lift up the tzitza v'yachol l'savchan b'seich ha'chagura. You could take the tzitza if you want, and you could tie it into if you have a gartel or a belt, If you're worried that it's going to fall onto the floor, so you can take the tzitzis from the back, the ones that run down, you can lift them up and tie them and put them, tuck them into your belt. If you're worried that it'll fall down, or if you're wearing a gartel, you can tuck it into your gartel. If you can hold the tzitzis and the talis and you put it on the way it's supposed to, and it's not a problem, that's also okay. But you're allowed to take the tzitzah and tie it into your gartel, okay? Or your belt or whatever that you're wearing, okay? Everyone understand the question? Understand that? So we learned how to make the tzitzis. We learned how to check the tzitzis. Now we learned how to put on the talis the right way. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining and listening. And we should have a Mazel Tov.